Please make very welcome Ali Blair.
Last year, I jumped out of a plane from 14,000 feet. Now, who in their right mind would willingly jump out of a plane? Ladies and gentlemen, I am also one of those crazy people. Since being little, I have always enjoyed adrenaline adventures. My best friend Leanna and I would constantly push each other to try something new. So here we are, one Friday evening, over a couple bottles of wine, and we finally work up the liquid courage to book skydiving. Now, full disclosure, I don't actually remember making the booking. It wasn't until the next day when I checked my emails that my stomach dropped. At least we had booked skydiving in beautiful Caloundra. Our jump was at 10 o'clock in the morning, so here I am at dawn, a nervous wreck and unable to sleep. It was definitely a mixture of emotions in the house. And my partner, who was doing the jump with me, was ready to back out at any chance. Now, I might add that I didn't actually tell Oren that he was going skydiving until the day before. My main selling point was, look, at least if we die together. And Oren just shook his head. You see, even though I was nervous, I felt obligated to show no fear. There is no fear in this dojo, we always say. But then, we're driving to Caloundra. I've got the sweat starting, I've got the shakes, and then the butterflies. But poor Oren is devoid of all colour. I didn't know if I had to pull over or not, but anyway, we got to the facility without stopping. Can you believe it? So, we arrive, and then we sit in the car for about 10-15 minutes, hesitant to get out. But then my best friend shows up with only a hop and a step of excitement, and we couldn't let ourselves back out, could we? So, we got out of the car, we walked through those doors, and before we knew it, we had our harness on, our sexy goggles, and off we went walking across the tarmac to the tiniest. Now I mean the smallest plane I had ever seen in my life. Now, I was really getting nervous. We were 12 people squashed in this tiny plane, basically sandwiched in between instructors, you know, massive packs on. Plus, we had to straddle this bench, right? And plus that, it's Australian summer, 30 degrees. We are all sweating profusely, you know, nerves and all that. The odour in the plane wasn't particularly pleasant. I kept thinking to myself, look, at least it's only 10 minutes up to, you know, where we have to get out. But, so, there we are. The engine started to tick and the wheels started to move, and before I knew it, we were off the ground ascending to 14,000 feet. I tried to let the incredible views of Caloundra distract me from what was about to unfold. It didn't really work. I looked to my partner, I looked to my best friend, colourless, shaking, and about to cry. The instructor kept tapping me, asking if I was okay, but I didn't have an answer to that. And then the pilot started shouting out what altitude we were as we were ascending. So he was going like, 5,000 feet, 6,000, and then at 10,000, my heart was leaping out of my chest. And then they all started rushing, tying us all together, doing final safety checks, making sure that those goggles were on nice and tight. And then the light switched. From red, yellow to green. And then that door went up, and one by one we disappeared into thin air. I saw the first person drop, the second person drop, and guess who was lucky number 3? C'est-moi, it was me. So as the instructor is like edging me to the ledge of the plane, asking me to sit down, have my legs dangling at 14,000 feet, he had the mick to ask me to lean back, to relax, to smile, and to look at the camera. Legs dangling at 14,000 feet, those weren't my priorities. I'm sure you understand. Before I knew it, we tumbled out of the tunnel. I have never screamed so much in my life. The amount of profanity that was coming out of my mouth surely deafened the instructor. My life flashed before my very eyes. But then the adrenaline kicked in. The instructor tapped my shoulder, I released my arms, and wow, I was able to enjoy this incredible experience. Absolutely amazing. I was free falling. I was terrified, but yet so proud of the fact that I was skydiving. I honestly haven't got the words to describe the sense of achievement and thrill I got from this experience. Not to mention being so privileged to be skydiving in such a beautiful location over the ocean on such a glorious blue day. Now, for safety reasons, the parachute did have to be released. So when that went up, the instructor allowed me to control the parachute. Really, really cool guy, by the way. So I was pulling left and right as we were spiraling down closer to the ground. And geez, that ground came quick. Now, I'd really like to say that this was a gracious landing, but my friends, it was more like a space landing, you know? Anyway, I got up, I brushed myself off, with my legs shaking from the amount of adrenaline rushing through my veins, but the first thing that I said was, "Let's do it again." Unlike my significant other, who was kissing the ground, Oren was still devoid of all colour. And now I know not to bring him next time. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ali, and yes, I am that crazy person that just loves jumping out of planes.